When our forebears commenced their explorations of this continent, they believed the animate resources of the New World were infinite and inexhaustible. The vulnerability of that living fabric, the intricacy and fragility of its all too finite parts, was beyond their comprehension, and so it can at least be said in their defense that they were mostly ignorant of the inevitable consequences of their dreadful depredations. But we, who are alive today, can claim no such exculpation for our biocidal actions and the dire consequences of them. Modern man has increasing opportunities to be aware of the complexity and interrelationship of the living world. If ignorance is to serve now as an excuse, then it can only be willful, murderous ignorance.
I envy the wolves for how they experience the world. Always in such direct contact with their environment, traveling through their territories, alert and attuned to all the signs coming in through their senses. Telling them where a rabbit recently passed or the sweet water lay. Revealing a whole universe to them that we can never really know. But I sit behind glass lenses, filling up notebooks in triplicate forms, trying to capture the wolves within the pages of my journal. And what will be done with the study when I'm finished? Once these wolves have been exposed to my world, what will happen to them?
We all have the responsibility to do something, say something, be as active as we can. But I don't have an awful lot of conviction that we're going to accomplish very much. C.S. Slaughter was my tour de force in the area of ecology or saving the world. And I sit here sometimes and think about what's happening right around me within sight, and watching the oceans being depopulated of fish, of other forms of life, or being ravaged. And I think to myself, shit, how much is it going to take before the human species will develop some sense of some survival sense, self-survival of the species, because everything we are doing is leading irrevocably to the destruction of our own species. And how much have we got to, how far have we got to go before this dawns on us?
Farley, you actually have some hope now?
Yes, a little bit. It's growing. You know, if there were perhaps 500,000 people like the people who are on this train today, we could save the world. If we can't save this stand of trees, then we will save nothing. Everything will go the way of the codfish and the way of the forests elsewhere. There's another aspect to it, too, that if whatever we can preserve of non-human life on this planet is a victory, because the more we preserve, hold alive until we depart, the better the world's going to be. The future of it will be better, be healthier and stronger. So that's one thing we can do. Yeah. And that's positive. You know, let's do it. Let's get in there and save every goddamn thing that we can save. Let's throw all our energies into compensating for reversing the destructive tendencies of our species. And we will not win the ultimate war, perhaps, but we win a lot of little battles and add it up. They are to the good of life on the planet.
As George has become a family of 5, the reason for his long staring match with me has lost its mystery.
Although they are being furiously opposed by the old orders, it would appear that they are slowly gaining ground. It is to this new resolution to reassert our indivisibility with life, to recognize the obligations incumbent on us as the most powerful and deadly single species ever to exist, and to begin making amends for the havoc we have wrought, that my own hopes for a revival and continuance of life on Earth now turn. If we persevere in this new way, we may succeed in making man humane at last.